Someone sent this in. What changed? How did the world get so ugly? Why did the world get so ugly? Corpos. Corpos, that's the answer. That's ugly. Ooh, that's pretty. I like this. This is high quality.
I'm by the River Thames in London.
London.
Now, it's a charming place where tourists love to come.
This, you know what's funny? The lampposts look like, I've seen these lampposts before. They're mostly like all over Europe, obviously, because of the cultural like mishmashing back in like the 16th century. You can see lampposts like that in Moscow and stuff, in like European cities. Yeah, they look like sculptures. They're beautiful.
Where tourists love to come.
Yeah, it's pretty.
But why do they love coming here?
Wow, look at even the thing that she's sitting on.
Views of iconic buildings like the Houses of Parliament.
Wow.
St. Paul's Cathedral. But that's not all. Have a look at this.
Oh, look at it. It's so bland and not interesting to look at.
It's a typical modern lamppost.
Do you think this makes people unhappy? Sorry, I keep pausing the video. But like, it just does look, it looks uninteresting.
Do you like it? Well, it does its job.
Yeah. Yeah, it likes the thing. True.
But look over here at another lamppost.
And you know what's funny is that this was probably made, I'm guessing, I'm not an architect or anything like that. I'm guessing this was made in the 1800s, right? And it's been, what, 200 years? And it's still standing. Does that not speak for the quality? Like, I don't think the lamppost that he just showed, this one, would last as long. Yeah, I don't think this lamppost, the one that he just showed with the little black little L shape, it wouldn't last.
Does its job, and a little bit more.
They get refurbished? I don't know. Do they?
It's details like these.
How often does it get refurbished?
Such a charming place to be.
Wow, that's pretty.
But these two lampposts don't just look different. They represent fundamentally different worldviews.
Yeah.
If you want to understand any society, don't listen to what it says about itself. Look at what it creates.
Ah, that's deep. The more you detail. Wait a minute. This is the anti-homeless, whatever it's called, architecture. Damn, dude, they put these in Pokemon. Do you guys remember that clip? Yeah, hostile. Yep.
London's little lanes are charming now. But 150 years ago in places like this,
yeah,
you'd have had whole families crammed into these tiny rooms.
Yeah, and they throw poop and piss out the window. Yeah, they did this in every European city. I watched Horrible Histories when I was a little kid, and I read the books, and I loved them very much. Because it taught me how gross humans are, no matter what age you live in. Yeah, it's disgusting. Because they didn't have infrastructure for toilets. They just take the bucket and then like throw it into the street.
Without running water. There would have been open cesspits spilling down the streets. And the stench of sewage boiling in the midday sun would have been unbearable.
Oh, you want to know what they did? They'd also have like this is another funny thing. They would stick like really what is it called? Strong smelling things up their nose so that they didn't have to smell the poop. There's actually a joke in the Horrible Histories books that I remember reading, and it was a joke about Queen Victoria approaching London and saying that she could smell it even though it was 20 hours away. Or sorry, 20 miles away. Yeah, I think they wrote that joke into Game of Thrones as well, but like the book came before the show. Yeah, it was like this everywhere in every European city.
Whole city stank. It wasn't only horrible to live
Wearing
in,
a clove of garlic,
but
yeah,
genuinely
to block it
dangerous.
out.
See, at that point,
Look at that.
London had a problem.
Yep.
It was the world's biggest city. Its population was growing every year,
Yeah.
along with the construction of new factories and mills and dockyards. All those people and all that industry
The Industrial
produced
Revolution.
a lot of waste. It had to go somewhere.
All the poo-poo.
Where did it go?
The river.
Into the Thames.
Yep. This was commonplace everywhere until, you know, they built stuff.
Something had to be done. And it was an engineer called Joseph Bazalgette who stepped in to construct London's new sewer network in the 19th century. Sewers which still carry London's waste today, rushing beneath.
Wow. Can you imagine being this guy? Like, they still use the same sewage system. Like, your legacy is forever. I've never heard about this guy. You changed people's life.
Beneath me at this very moment.
Wow.
And he also constructed this embankment that I'm standing on to replace what was essentially a stinking swamp filled with rubbish. And
So modern world is better because there's complex engineered systems such as a sewer? You think sewers are modern? Are you retarded? What are you talking about? Like, sewers and canals and what are they called? Gosh darn it. The word's escaping me. I keep thinking civilization. Yeah, like this stuff's been around. Aqueducts. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Yes, aqueducts have been around forever. I think since like the Egyptian times and like Roman times.
human waste and eels.
Yeah. Aqueducts.
It's impossible
Yeah.
to calculate how many lives he saved.
Millions.
How many millions of lives
Millions.
he improved. And he's commemorated here at a memorial that no one ever stops to look at.
It looks nice. It's a nice memorial. It's a nice portrait. Yeah. Oh, they put his name here. Nice.
When Bazalgette's embankment was completed in 1870, it needed lighting, of course.
Wow.
And so a public competition was held to design the lamps that would line this new promenade.
Dude, that's so cool. What? They held a competition? And some guy won. This guy's been dead for 100 years at least, right? And they have his lamppost still. Like that, I think that's so cool.
This was the winning design featuring these peculiar creatures.
Look like carps.
It's a little much, perhaps.
I don't
but
think
what's
so.
clear is that the Victorians...
I don't know. I think if you pass it every day, you remember this kind of thing. You pass the little, you know, the lamppost right here, you wouldn't remember it. Yeah, if you walk by, if you go to work every single day, you would notice the lamppost. You would be like, "Oh, look at this lamppost. It looks nice." Or it's a fish. Like you would remember it's a fish.
took great pride
The
in
other
their
one you would
embankment
notice.
and thought it needed appropriately grand and dramatic decoration.
Yeah,
See,
it's a big
these
deal.
lamps were among the first public electric lighting in the world.
What?
This was a radical, revolutionary new technology. Crowds
Came from
literally
Thomas
gathered
Edison.
to watch them be
Electricity.
lit up for the first time. What the iPhone was in 2007, these lamps were in 1870.
I don't even think it's... I think that, actually, I disagree. I don't think the analogy for the iPhone versus the lamp is the same because we had phones. This is like... It's like explaining... It's like explaining it to a person in the 1980s that a computer can fit into your pocket. I think the analogy isn't good enough for this, because like people used to sit around a fire and that's only, like, you know, that's the only source of light you have at night. And then now you have it outside, and like, you know, like there's probably less crime because, you know, there's light outside, people can spot you easier. You know, it lights up so you can enjoy the nighttime. It's not as scary. I think that's insane if you really think about it. You guys think it's witchcraft? Yeah, it's like wizardry. It's like magic. It's cool.
But looking at it now, you wouldn't know that.
Yeah, they did have lighting outside before, but what they had to do in cities like London and like big towns like Madrid and stuff, they would have to have people that had jobs to light the gas lamps. There were gas lamps? Yeah, but they would go out and stuff. Like, it wasn't perpetual. I understand what you guys are saying. Like, they had oil lamps and stuff, but they would run out and they wouldn't run forever. They also had people that had to relight them. So, like, at the end of the day, it would still go out. This is forever. Like, the electricity, as long as nobody cuts it off, obviously, it's gonna keep going. Yeah.
Those lampposts don't look modern to us now. They look quaint and old-fashioned.
Yeah.
Why?
I could see that.
Because they are decorated. And we don't associate...
And how much time they had to put into this, dude. Again, the lamppost in the first example, it's just a piece of, like, steel. Yeah, at best. And it's just an L shape. Like, this took a lot of time to make. Like, making the little sculptures. And also, they're all unique. It's not like something that could be manufactured and quickly put together. Someone had to, like, sit here and fit it and then weld it into it, you know?
Decoration with cutting-edge technology.
Yeah.
And that's a major
handmade.
difference between us and the Victorians in the 19th century. They saw no contradiction between startling modernity and time-honored tradition. Just like
people were also more inclined to outdo each other. The way I learned was something that I learned early on when I was reading books about history and stuff. And my parents like gave me history lessons and stuff about prince and princesses and kings and queens back in the day traveling to foreign countries like Amsterdam, from Russia to Amsterdam, and how those cultural influences they would want to bring back to their home country, because it's like, oh my god, they have all these nice things, and like, I want my country to be pretty too. And then that would influence like a cultural, not revolution, but like it would influence it culturally. Yeah.
this building, the legendary Houses of Parliament.
Now we don't really have that, to be honest.
Brand new.
Like, we don't have that fight anymore.
Even then, it had been designed in an old and medieval style of architecture.
Someone had to sit there and make that.
Technology becomes obsolete and outdated.
Oh.
But a good aesthetic, even if fashions change, can never become obsolete.
That's another thing. I just thought about this. People are animals, and they're less inclined to vandalize something that looks beautiful. Because if something looks ugly, you just don't really care about it. If something's beautiful, like, yeah, obviously people vandalize whatever they want, but like the psychology is like, do I really want to? Yeah, like you're less inclined. Yeah.
Fashions change can never become obsolete.
Look, they're taking pictures of it. It's just a telephone box. At the end of the day, it's nothing. And people are taking pictures of it because it's so iconic. Like, I see a telephone box, and even before Doctor Who, or like, I even knew what Doctor Who was, I always associated that with like Britain, you know?
Initially timeless.
Yeah.
Those lamps on the embankment did
that's
their
so
job.
pretty.
And even though more efficient and better methods of lighting have been invented, they remain 150 years later. That's the power
That's what I'm saying.
of good design. And it applies to lampposts no less than to national parliaments.
These took decades to build. Like, it's crazy to me, like, now we don't really hear about this kind of thing being built, except for, like, I don't know, I think the big, whatever it's called, the big building in Saudi Arabia in the capital. Like, that's the only thing I've ever heard of, like, a grand feat like that. Yeah, the Sagrada Familia doesn't really, like, you know, I don't know if it'll ever get finished, but yeah. The Burj Khalifa, yeah, that one. I can't believe someone typed Taj Mahal. That's in India, not Saudi Arabia, you ding dong.
And so here,
wow,
in the Houses of Parliament, everything we've been talking about comes together at last.
Wow, that's cool.
Except
this makes me think of like a boss stage. You know, like, so you come up here and then the boss is like off in the middle, like off screen.
that this is not the Houses of Parliament.
Yeah.
It's an old sewage facility.
What? This is a sewage facility?
Pumping station built in the 19th
You're gonna fight a Plaguelands boss in this area? No, I thought he was gonna say this is Parliament.
century.
It's a poo-poo
as part of
house.
Bazalgette's new sewer system. Strange to think that this
Wow, I'm actually floored.
is
Yeah, you're gonna fight
infrastructure.
Dung Eater in
A
there.
purely functional building with the sole purpose of managing human waste.
Poo-poo.
And yet, it has been designed.
And this is all hand-painted. Look, there's even flowers. Look at all this hand-painted, handcrafted stuff.
With the same ornamental
Unimaginable.
exuberance as any church or
This is where the
palace.
Parliament meets.
Why?
Yeah, the poo-poo
Well,
house.
people worked here. And why shouldn't people who work in sewers also have a beautiful place of work?
I totally agree. I think that this is kind of like this is going on a tangent, but I think I went through this before. Driving to work and having LEDs blasted into your fucking retinas and making you go blind will eventually make you go insane. As opposed to walking to work and there's lamplight and it's soothing, and then you walk into your place of work, even though you literally handle shit. Like, this is a sewage facility. At the end of the day, you can stop and, like, look around and be like, oh, you know, this is really pretty. Like, it's green, it's got little flowers, and it's happy. You know?
That is how the Victorians thought.
That's
but there's
smart.
more.
That's cool.
There was also a sense of pride.
Mm-hmm.
A belief that what they'd done here was worthwhile, that it meant something.
That's
And the
insane.
result,
A sewage system.
over a century later, is that this place, a sewage facility, is now a museum, a tourist destination.
What? Dude, you told some guy working in the Victorian era, working handling poo, that in 300 years or whatever, they're gonna be it's gonna be a museum. He'd probably laugh at you, be like, damn, what, are you serious?
You want to know what any society really believes in? Just look at how they design their sewers.
Wow. This is deep. I like this guy. He's very educated.
Just a few steps from the old 19th century Victorian pumping station,
19th century.
which has
That was off.
now been decommissioned, is the one built to replace it. It's not bad, I suppose.
Yeah, it's
But it was very
sewage.
clearly not built by the same society, or at least not by a society with the same views about architecture and design. Will this, like the original, be turned into a museum? Maybe. In any case,
I don't know about that.
imagine that it is more functional and that it was more convenient to build and to design. Convenient. Now that's an important word.
There's also an argument to be made with efficiency. I don't know. I think people just want to min-max everything really, really hard. Yeah, like everything's gotta be efficient and, you know, quickly built. Concrete's really easy to create and manufacture, as opposed to like getting marble and like steel and then molding it. Yeah. Yeah, look at that eyesore.
Look at this air conditioning unit. I think it says more about the modern world than anything else, more than phones or social media. It's a miraculous technology, one that has changed the world and improved billions of lives. Hence, we stick them literally everywhere. But it's ugly. Ugly because it doesn't seem to express any belief in the idea that ordinary things can also be beautiful.
Yeah.
But worse than ugly, it's boring. Now, it would certainly be a bit more expensive to make it prettier, take a little time and care and attention, but these days,
time is money, friend.
It seems that we would rather make more money than make things look pretty. And maybe that's okay.
There's a lot of countries or cultures that still really value handcrafted quality and work. Like, for example, there's a short that I saw a couple of days ago that talked about like Swiss engineering, Japanese engineering, or like marketing products versus like American, Chinese, and I think it was Korean. It's like, yeah, do you want fast and efficient and like get it done quickly, or do you want something that's meticulously made? It doesn't break in like 20 years. My mom had a Swiss watch that my dad got for her. He managed to smuggle one in back in like the Soviet era. He saved up money and got it not like I think it was smuggled or whatever. The point is that she had a Swiss watch that he got for her for their engagement. And it broke, and even though it was 20 years later, they still took it and fixed it. Like in Switzerland, like they mailed it to wherever they got it from, or wherever it got smuggled from, I'm guessing. And they said, yeah, we'll repair your watch, no problem. And it lasted 20 years. And it's like, wow, dude.
So you can see, I hope, that through something as simple as those lampposts,
it's quality,
you can
man.
understand the Victorians in their entirety. They didn't have
the watch from Pulp Fiction. No, not like that.
To make it look like that. But they did. Now, you might not think it's beautiful. I don't think it was supposed to be beautiful. It was just supposed to be pretty. At least interesting.
Yeah.
At least not boring.
It's thoughtful,
and
too.
That, in itself, says an awful lot.
It do.
Walking around a city, any city, and looking at its buildings and its infrastructure, you're not just looking at objects. You're looking at religions and principles, beliefs and ideas. These buildings, they don't just look different. They represent fundamentally different worldviews, clashing ideas about how we should all think, live, and behave. And those skyscrapers...
I'm not saying that we should ban brutalism, even though I hate it. It's like... I don't think every single fucking thing has to be, like, inordinately boring and, like, quickly built. Like, we should let people express themselves and keep that.
Say the same
it's about
thing
balance.
As
a true artist, and I do think I am an artist because I love art and I've been to a lot of museums and even like entertainment and blah, 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 blah. I think that everybody has the right to express themselves. Yeah, like if you really like brutalism, go look for a building that has brutalism in it. I don't know, there's architects. I just don't think that we should do that for the sake of like efficiency and like making things ugly.
Air conditioning units.
Yeah.
And sewage plants, that we have become a society of convenience.
Yep.
Above all else.
And now if you buy something and it breaks, the biggest problem is that even though it's cheap, like you have to replace it every like few years. It sucks so bad. Like how many of you guys have bought, I don't know, a knife and it was like $20 or $30 or whatever, and you had to replace it after, like, I don't know, a year or two. Even though you sharpen it and you try and take care of it as best you can, it just breaks anyway and you have to buy a new one. Whereas if you go to, like, a Japanese, like a merchant online and you buy something that's, like, a couple of $100s, it lasts you pretty much a lifetime. Yeah, you know, like, it sucks, because that's, at the end of the day, it's, like, quantity over quality. Like, the lamppost that's next to the Thames is still standing there 150 years later. I'm sure they refurbished it and, like, fixed it up a little bit and repainted it, but it's still, like, there. It's still working. It still functions. Whereas the lamp that they showed at the start with the L shape, it's probably gonna get replaced in, like, 10 years. Oh, oops. I fucking lost my place. My bad. I think it's here.
But there's something else that we haven't mentioned about these lampposts. It would be easy to believe that they were made by artists and that we somehow wouldn't be able to or couldn't afford to make them anymore. But just like our modern lampposts, our air conditioning units, our everything, these were also mass-produced, made in a factory.
What? I thought they were handmade.
We could still mass-produce lamps just like these.
Okay, then there's no excuse. Wow. I thought they were, like, hand-painted and they had to weld them together. They're cast iron? Okay, well then there's no excuse then. What I was saying earlier in the video, that there's no excuse.
If we wanted to, we can make our offices and our warehouses look like Crossnest pumping station. We could make anything we want.
That means the bench was mass-produced too. Yeah.
That's the ultimate truth.
There's no excuse
the
anymore.
Hardest one to accept. But we don't. We have other priorities. And that's fine. But it's vital we accept that there is another way.
Yeah. I like this guy. Smart. Introspective.
Modern design tells the truth very loudly. That we are technologically superior and very efficient, but also a little bit boring and unimaginative. And it says that we no longer believe in the idea of ordinary beauty.
Yeah, and there's no whimsy in the world either. Again, I can't help but think to myself, this might be like, I wouldn't say psychologically damaging, but it kind of like warps or affects your brain. Like, say you're walking to work and you see this ugly trash bin and you're just like, damn, that's a fucking ugly trash bin, and then you never think about it again, or it makes you annoyed because it's so ugly. Whereas the lamppost, it doesn't really bother you. It's pretty, and it might even make your work life easier, or like, you know, it makes you happy when you walk past it or whatever. It's hostile aesthetics. Yeah, I do think there's like some degree of psychology to it,
or in the idea of a public that deserves ordinary beauty.
They want us to believe that beauty is only for the affluent. I disagree. I think there's a lot of modern houses that are worth $15 to $30 million that are just insanely out of reach for anybody within our lifetime. Like anyone in chat, basically. Like that's insanely affluent, right? They have some ugly, you know, aesthetics. And there's also rich people that have grand apartments or houses that like this too, but I don't know. I think we're kind of losing the plot. Yeah.
Museums and galleries are wonderful places where we can come and look at things that people used to make and admire their handiwork.
Wow, look at the radiator. Did you see that?
Or artifacts. These are living echoes of different ideas about what the world is, just dead historical artifacts. These are living echoes.
Dude, I'm so bad at stopping. I'm sorry. There you go. Dude, that's a radiator. Look, it's all
handiwork.
That's crazy.
They're
It looks
not just dead historical artifacts.
It's whimsy.
These
it's pretty.
are living echoes of different ideas about what
maybe
the
I'm a
world
boomer.
is and what the world could be.
This is in the sewage place?
In the end, you can't live in a museum.
God.
Now, why things have changed is a significant question. But that's for another time. for now, what's important is to realize that things clearly have changed, and that we've learned this just by looking at all the ordinary objects around us. Now, this isn't about past versus present.
No, it's
It's
not.
about learning from the past in order to improve the present.
I think we're losing our, not respect or, I mean, I guess to a certain extent, I think that people look at old stuff and they're like, oh, this is old and outdated. It's like, I understand, like, certain things can obviously look very outdated. You walk into someone's house and there's, like, paintings everywhere and it's, like, red and... But you can also modernize very old aesthetics. Yeah, neoclassical? Yeah, I've heard about that.
And what the Victorians can teach us is that even ordinary, useful things can also be beautiful.
Mm-hmm. We need to start off with banning all LED lights and bringing back warm lighting in cars. If I could snap my fingers and create a law, I actually unironically think I would instantly ban all LEDs off of every car. I'm not joking. I am so sick of driving to the grocery store, and because my car is lower than other people's cars, it's blinding my retinas to the point where I actually think I'm going to die. Yes, no, you've ever been like going over a hill and then you just get blasted in your eyeballs and you think like, oh God, here it is. It's my time, Lord, isn't it? And then you look towards your right or your left, depending on what side of the road you're driving on and what world you live in, but you're just looking. Dude, just buy a new car. All right, Rich McGee. I'm in a big truck and they're still blinding me. Yes, like, but I'm saying like directly if you live in a, if you drive a low setting car, it's so bad. It's unbearable. I hate it. Yeah, that's the first thing I would do. And then bring back like cool architecture. That'd be nice. And make it different. Yeah. That was nice. I love art. I love art. This is a nice video. Very nice. Yeah, props to all these people for making it. This is very nice. Na na na. I like the narrator. It reminds me of like old British documentaries. He's very soft-spoken. Certain cadence. Time to get driving glasses. I already have glasses. I can't put them over it. Will you bring VTuber statues to the public? No, because it'll cause more tourists. No, thank you. I'm okay. That was a really good video. Go check him out. If he ever does another video that like addresses this kind of thing. What? He's at one video? That's it? Dude, you know, he reminds me of old school, like, British documentaries, you know? Like, it's such a comfy feeling. I hope this guy, like, does really well. That was really well thought out.